Hello, my dear friends, Operator Starsky here. It's so cool to see you here, guys. Oh my god, I missed you. Okay, we have a small update. From Ukraine. Terror Russia launched new Shaheds from the north, heading towards Sumy Oblast. Just about an hour ago, there was an air alert in Kyiv Oblast and in Kyiv city itself, and just like 30 minutes ago it finished. So I don't know the details yet. I will keep you informed tomorrow, as usual, at Only Facts on my channel. One of the interesting pieces of Russian disinformation was discovered recently in the Russian propagandist biosphere, So Russians keep pushing this fake that Ukrainians are trading organs. Like, I'm sure that this fake will become extremely popular among MAGAs, etc., because they like that kind of shit. But what were they saying was that recently in the deep web, it was discovered that there was an announcement offering a healthy heart of a Ukrainian soldier for something like $70,000. I'm not sure about prices. Please let me know if you know something like that, like how much can it cost for real. But it reminded me that in 2014, back in those days, Russians had this fake that was extremely popular in the Russian media, in Russian social media, in Russian national television, all kinds of stuff. So this myth was saying that the government, that Kyiv, offered every Ukrainian soldier who participated in the anti-terrorist operation in Donbass a piece of land and 2 slaves from Donbass, which I find extremely hilarious, with all my respects, to people whose ancestors were slaves. It was a tragedy, of course. But for Ukrainians who were slaves themselves, there was this law saying that Russian elites back in 18th, 17th century, basically they had right to use Ukrainians as slaves, and we were slaves for centuries. So it was extremely hilarious, but we made a lot of cool patches regarding that. We were wearing those patches, slave owner, again, it's regarding the realities, but kind of fun. I served in the anti-terrorist operation since 2014. I had multiple deployments until it turned into joint force operation, and even after that, still haven't seen mine. I would ask for, I don't know, 2. I don't need women, okay? I need 2 strong men who can do primitive stuff sweep the floor or wash dishes. That's something that I would really like to see, but no, unfortunately, not the case. Ukrainian hackers eliminated the servers of the Russian city of Tver, and Tver is a big city. We know that dozens of virtual machines with the backups, with all the mail, hundreds of workstations, everything they had got fucked and wiped, which is extremely cool. Also, orcs shared their video from the attacked University of legendary Russian Spetsnaz that was destroyed in Gudermes in Chechnya. One of the viewers noticed, actually, it was a good note, that word obliterated can only be related to things that don't exist anymore, which is not the case. But at the same time, good Ukrainian drones striking a military object in Chechnya, that is 1,000 miles away from Ukrainian border, where they consider themselves safe, I think it's a good reminder that you cannot hide from Ukraine no matter where you are. Even if you live in like North Korea, we will find you. So I think I also have this video here. Check this out. That is the very building of this legendary place, where not only you can learn how to be a Russian Spetsnaz, wear that striped shirt and break bottles over your head, but also dance cool Lizginka. Lizginka is an extremely cool dance in the Caucasus, like seriously. And by the way, to me, this place looks really like a circus. I don't know what to think about it, but let me know. Like, to me, it looks exactly like circus, which pretty much it is. Oh my God, let me drink something. Guys, today we will be drinking terrorussia, which is alcohol-free. Traditionally, I don't drink alcohol before the Ukrainian victory. After that, I will drink for 3 days like a freaking pig. But this one is good. This one reminds me of like usual Ukrainian beer. Like nothing special, but it's okay. Kronbacher is better. It has this absolutely cool bitter taste. It's more bitter, but at the same time here you can see this stuff, right? This green blah blah blah, and it means this here stuff, like this one, like this blah blah blah. So it means that if you drink everything and then you bring this plastic bottle to this special machine, you can return like 25 cents. That is huge, my friends. That is a lot. So cheers. No traditional coffee today, even though I have something to share with you guys, something to brag, because now I joined the club of coffee lovers. I have this stuff in my possession on the kitchen. It's a coffee machine. It's the first coffee machine in my freaking life, my friends. You take a pad, you insert it in the coffee machine, and you have coffee, like the real one, like not the not that instant shit. Because generally, in Ukraine, especially when you serve, you are used to drink crap. You used to like take powder and mix it with water, which takes 5 seconds, and you have coffee and you're charged. Like, you save a lot of time. But my friend Simon, the legendary person who brought me this legendary microphone, he donated 40 euro or bucks, and I bought that one for 69 euro. If it cost like 70 or 68, I would not buy it, but they know how to attract me as a customer. So yeah, like it's an extremely cool addition. And by the way, this cup was brought to me by legendary German volunteer Angelika Bayer, my good friend, who hates when I call her Angela, but this is exactly the way we use name Angelika or Angelika in Ukrainian language. Anyways, so we have another update from South Korea. And South Korean intelligence presented its report to the South Korean Parliamentary Committee regarding the DPRK troops that are getting ready to be deployed in Kursk. So, majority of the troops, according to this report, consist of young Norks, as young as 20 years old. They are completely unexperienced. They have absolutely zero combat experience, but at the same time, it's stated that they have a high level of training. What kind of high level of training we're talking about? Because it's North Korea, the level of training there is like in USSR 1981, like seriously. but we will see. Why South Koreans are following this so much? It's literally because they want to understand the real level of training and the real level of combat worthiness of North Korean troops. That is why they are extremely interested in this very first contact of Ukrainian troops versus the North Korean invaders. So we will see. Like literally, I'm also very much interested. I had to learn several phrases as well. And that's it regarding the updates. And now, my dear friends, we will talk about Russian opposition. Does it even exist? Is it good or bad or sucks? Is it useless or dangerous or useful? Who knows? So, it's so cool to drink non-alcoholic beer on a YouTube. Oh my God, I never thought it was possible. Yulia Navalnaya, as you probably know, was interviewed by the German media called Die Zeit. And when asked on what she thought about the military aid that was provided by the European allies to Ukraine, she said, hard to tell because the bombs are hitting Russians too. Which I didn't even want to comment first. But then I decided, why the hell not? Because some people say, like, you are extremely biased, towards Russians. Yeah, of course I'm biased. I'm a Ukrainian. I have right to be biased. But even though I have plenty of Russian friends, sanctioned Ivan, I love this guy because he's extremely cool. He's honest. He's like the kind of Russians that I like. We can joke about, like, about my shark tattoo. That the story of. Anyways, and it's okay. So that's why I decided to make this small stream today, my friends. I hope that you will find it interesting. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your beer. Bring your own. So the journalist, and the bombs are hitting Russians too. I would say that it's not like the bombs are hitting Russians too. Every single time Russians attack Ukraine, they literally attack their own future. It's when Russian bombs destroy Ukrainian houses, they literally destroy the future well-being of Russian grandkids, because Russia will have to pay reparations, and this is something they cannot avoid. Even regardless if Putin is dead or not, regardless if Russia is democratic or whatever, this is something not a single Russian wants. But at the same time, it was their choice. So the journalist asked, after this incredibly logical statement, he asked, what did she think about the Kursk operation in Russia? And Yulia Navalnaya said that this has two sides. The Ukrainian operation will unite Russian people, but will also make Putin's power stronger. Like it's a schizophrenic. But then she quickly noted that this war is only Putin's war. Definitely not the war of the Russian people. And when journalists asked her, but Putin doesn't fight, Russian people go to Ukraine and kill Ukrainian people, she says, well, people kind of do fight, but anyways, it's only Putin's war. So here in Germany, her interview was criticized big time. it was a disaster. And for example, foreign policy expert for Christian democratic unity, Roderick Kizaveta, said that apparently Yulia Navalnaya simply doesn't feel any compassion to the Ukrainian victims of the Russian aggression. And he also said that Yulia Navalnaya absolutely doesn't understand the legal rights of Ukrainians to defend themselves, which I think is the case. Nasralnaya is just another regime propagandist, just like her wrote and said. Like I completely agree on that, my friend, 100%. But we have to explain to our viewers why. So, German historian Ilko Sasha Kovalchuk stated that by this very interview, he stated that in his Twitter, as a leader of the Russian opposition, Yulia Navalnaya doesn't show much hope. What kind of hope can we even talk about here? But if you want to know my personal opinion, I believe that Navalnaya proved that she absolutely doesn't care about Ukrainian people. She doesn't understand that Russia violated the international law by invading Ukraine. And despite criticizing Putin and positioning herself as an enemy of, like, an adversary of Putin's regime, she's basically not that different. I will be heavily criticized for that, but I will explain. The problem is she doesn't really understand that Putin is attempting to destroy Ukraine only because Ukraine made this choice to be a European nation, which, by the way, is absolutely logical for Ukrainians, because all our history we were tied to Europe, to European nations, and we were trading with like half of Europe at least 600 years before Moscow even emerged in the swamps, like for real. And generally, as oppositionists, I believe that existing Russian leaders of the so-called Russian opposition, they are completely useless, my friends. I remember that dude who, I believe it was on Medusa, back in the days when Navalny was still alive, he was like, I laughed my ass off watching this interview. It's in my Telegram somewhere. Will take too much time to find it, but generally it was like that. There was this dude who literally said, I think I already talked about it, he said Putin is a good strategist, and what he understands is that when situation benefits himself, he will do whatever people ask him. That's why we should say constantly, let him go, the Navalny. Let him go, let him go. And at some point, Putin will let him go. And I'm watching that and I go, really? How old are you, dude? Like, Jesus Christ. So now Navalny is dead, no matter how many times he was told to let him go, let him go. I would really like to hear that dude. Like, I will check him on my Telegram, like, seriously, grab hello to the beautiful Stockholm. I will check that dude. I will find him, and I want to read his commentaries on that. He was so convinced that if you tell Putin to let him go, he will do that. There is another jerk convinced that if he tells Putin to stop the war, he will stop it. Like, seriously, people are so naive. Oh my God. So, I would like to know what he thinks about it. But at the same time, this is only my personal opinion, but I consider Russian opposition is dangerous. And I will explain you why. So there is a lot of Russian people out there searching for asylum, for example, in Europe, right? In the European space. And even despite the fact that they consider themselves in opposition to Putin, such people as Navalnaya can conduct an extremely dangerous influence on those people, because they look up to Navalnaya. They consider her their only prominent leader that they have right now in Europe, and potentially their future president. And the problem is, despite the fact that those people and Yulia Navalnaya herself positioned themselves as Putin's opponents, Navalnaya keeps that fire of Russian chauvinism and imperialism burning in those people by her rhetorics. Ask yourself, how many times did she visit, for example, Ukrainian wounded soldiers? And I will tell you later why I'm asking this. How many times did she visit wounded Ukrainian soldiers that are being treated in Europe, anywhere? How many times did she visit wounded Russian soldiers fighting against Russian invaders that, again, are being treated in Europe? How many times did she donate to the Ukrainian cause, even to like Ukrainian civilians? How many times did she donate to the Ukrainian humanitarian aid? I'm not even talking about Navalnaya visiting Ukraine. It will never happen. It's like, why? Like, come on. But she never did that for a simple reason. And you might say, like, why does she even have to do that? Like, it's not her business. But I say it's whole world's business. There's like 141 countries of the world that condemned Russian invasion. A lot of those countries support Ukraine with whatever they can, with military aid, with humanitarian aid, informationally, etc., because they realize that it's not only about survival of Ukraine, it's about stopping Putin's regime and other regimes. You see a lot of important decision makers didn't react to Russian invasion of Ukraine. And what we have now we have North Korean troops in Russia that are deployed to fight in Ukraine. What will be next? Who knows? And the problem is like, yeah, earlier, of course, Yulia Navalnaya said that, yes, Russia should apologize to Ukraine, to what Russia did to Ukraine, like eventually in the future. But at the same time, how exactly does those apologies must look like if she doesn't support the very idea that Ukraine has right to defend itself, and if her dream comes true and the military aid to Ukraine stops, and God forbid Ukraine is defeated, who will they apologize to anyways? Like, it's a completely stupid and schizophrenic statement that literally, like, she's incredible. Oh my God. Why does Yulia Navalnaya use those rhetorics? Like, on one hand, yes, she's like Russian oppositionist, but on the other hand, she's basically Putin wearing skirt. So apparently it's because she considers herself a future Russian president, right? And by supporting the military aid to Ukraine, she will deter a bunch of her potential voters. Why? Because not a single Russian would like to vote for a candidate who called to provide Ukraine with weaponry to defend itself, to kill their very, very own Russian soldiers, even though, despite the fact that it was a self-defense. So that's reason number one, and I think that is why you will most probably never see Yulia Navalnaya visiting like wounded Ukrainian soldiers or wounded Russian soldiers fighting for Ukraine, or like donating for Ukrainian civilians, literally because she doesn't care about Ukraine. She doesn't have compassion to Ukraine. It's not her business. And also she understands that by doing this, she risks of becoming a traitor to the Russian people, even in future, in the times when Russia becomes a democratic country. But like, who knows, if it's even possible. Generally speaking, I don't even understand why she thinks about becoming a Russian president in the future. Like, it's insane. Russia doesn't have a democracy. It's so optimistic to think of her as like future Russian president. At the same time, people in Russia like literally have no choice. They don't have democracy and they don't have a choice. You only have one dude to vote for forever. I don't know, maybe she expects Putin to die, but it's like it's unlikely to happen because unfortunately individuals like Vladimir Huilo Putin, they tend to live, unfortunately, a lot. And generally, another problem is that in Russia, people don't have choice, but it's not because they were not given a choice. It's literally because they generally choose violence. And despite the fact that there is quite, I would say, quite big lack of manpower currently in the Russian, in the terrorist federation, but there's still quite a queue of people that are ready to go and murder Ukrainians for money in a foreign country. So Putin can still allow to recruit approximately 30,000 representatives of Russian cannon fodder every single month. Therefore, there are still people that choose violence over other solutions, and they will keep coming to Ukraine. Not as many, not as fast as Putin would like to, of course, because the meat assaults can be only effective if you have like a lot of cannon fodder. They do have cannon fodder, but like not 10 times the size of the Russian defender of Ukrainian defenders. So that is another thing, and that's the problem, guys. Fact is, Yulia Navalnaya, as well as her deceased husband, they're basically mirrors of mirror reflection of their voters. They will not say, friends, we need to be democratic, we need to change our mindset, we need to learn from Europeans, we need to learn from Ukrainians, by the way. Same with Max Katz, who was like, don't tell me about Ukrainian experience, it sucks, it's like, it's not our way, They will never teach their people about this, even though this is their mission as opinion makers, as people that their people look up to. That is their mission. That is something they should do. That is something they should teach people using their own example. They will never do that. Why? It's literally because they are afraid to become traitors to the Russian people, who are used to the fact that they are conquerors, that they are invaders, their empire. And this is something that Navalnaya reflects in her narratives. This is something that she often uses in her interview. Why did she say that Russia should apologize to Ukraine? Well, it's because Navalnaya is stationed outside Russia. It's because she's a political refugee. It's because this is something that she had to say. It's not because she like sincerely believes in that. She never said anything about like reparations. No, this is something she had to say to the European people if she didn't want, to get her ass kicked back to Russia. Like, that's fact. As for her internal audience or her current target audience, that is something that she will retransmit to her voters, to her potential voters. Like, doubtedly they will ever have chance to vote for her, but she will be retransmitting the same narrative, the same message that we are God's chosen people, we are the empire, and yada yada. And it's a fact, my friends. Unfortunately, this is fact. That is this virus of Russian chauvinism that unfortunately you can find in like 90%, if not more, of so-called Russian oppositionists. It's there. It's there, it's not amputated, it grows, and it feels fine. So, does this mean that there is no Russian opposition whatsoever? Absolutely not, my friends. Siberian Battalion, okay, the Legion Freedom for Russia, the Russian Voluntary Corps, three pillars of the true Russian opposition, people I respect. Those are the guys fighting in Ukraine against the Russian invaders. They proved they have balls. They proved they can fight for democracy, because sometimes democracy should be defended using weapons. Sometimes you have to sacrifice for it. And those people proved that they can do that. That is the only Russian opposition I personally recognize, as well as a lot of Ukrainians, by the way, and those are the guys that I will be supporting because they proved they're worth it. Russian oppositionists living in like Paris, they're useless. Like, they are, seriously. Like, besides describing, Putin's atrocities within Russia, so what? Everybody knows about it. Open the news, I don't know. Open Telegram channels, it's there. But, the question is why they never show support to Ukrainian cause, because Ukrainian cause is the world's cause. Currently, the world understands the need to fight against Russian terrorism and support Ukraine. Those two things are extremely connected. There's so many, Russian owners of shops here, like around Europe. There's Russian stores where you can buy unexpectedly a Ukrainian flag. For example, in Netherlands, it's the case there. Those people support Ukraine, they understand the thing, but leaders of Russian opposition, they still prove every single day that, basically they are, we say, same eggs, only the profile photo. They're the same shit. So, guys, let me know what you think about it. And I will finish this lovely beer in the meantime. Who do you think will win in the US election? My friend, regardless of results, I think in the end, decent people, American nation will win, even if it happens like 10 years from now. So one way or another, everything will be fine. Before this, everything will be extremely, extremely bad, unfortunately. But I hope that it will not be the case this time. Who knows? You said that wounded Russian soldiers are being treated in the West. Where and why? So I was talking about the Russian soldiers that fight against the Russian invaders. I was talking about the Siberian Battalion, Legion Freedom for Russia, and Russian Voluntary Corps. So there was a bunch of Russian people who went to Ukraine from Russia to receive asylum because they were repressed by Putin's regime, etc., etc. Some of them fought during the anti-terrorist operation in Donbass, again, against Russian hybrid army. I have a friend from there who served in the Russian border guards, and then he deflected and he fought in the Donetsk airport in 2014-15. So those people are legit. And it's like, you look at Kadyrovites, right? At those, like calling them animals is basically like insulting animals. Then you look at Chechens who had to withdraw from Chechnya when Putin occupied it and stay around Europe, European countries, in America, and eventually they went back to Ukraine, and now they're fighting in the Chechen battalion against Russian invaders and against Kadyrovites, of course. They are absolutely different people. I know several people from Chechen battalion, and they are smart. When you look at those people, you can see IQ in their eyes, seriously. And they are smart, they are educated, they have good manners, and they are absolutely nothing like that freaking Kadyrovite shit that we saw. Those are brave warriors, and they fight for Ukraine because back in 1993, Ukrainian volunteers were fighting for Ichkeria, for the Chechen Republic of Ichkeria against Russian invaders back then. That is why we support each other. Same with Russians. There's not a lot of nice people there, but those who went to Ukraine and received refuge in Ukraine and then recruited to one of those 3 units. Those are, again, absolutely intelligent people with IQ in their eyes, and they completely hate Putin for what he does. They hate the degenerates, and generally they are the only proper Russian opposition, again. That I recognize. So from what I remember, I will check the Legion's Telegram channel one more time. But as far as I remember, their soldiers also receive treatment in Europe because a lot of their soldiers already have Ukrainian citizenship. And therefore, they can travel to Europe as Ukrainians and receive treatment as all other Ukrainian soldiers. Why is important to have those guys? So first of all, remember first incursion of Belgorod. Remember, it was conducted by ethnic Russians, which was extremely cool. It's when Russians invaded Russia. Those guys have a lot of connections. They have a lot of people there on that side that can be helpful for Ukraine. They know a lot. There's a lot of former Russian servicemen, and they can provide us with a lot of cool features with information and everything else. So we support them because they fight for us. Why not? Again, how much days does realistically Ukraine have? A lot. I don't know. Oh, this one, Johnny. How did it go with my brother's printer project? So my brother said that he ordered a printer, and because, guys, you donated a bit more than he asked, he said that he will order a better printer. So I don't know if he already... yeah, I told him to do this. I told him to show like the invoice and everything, and he will post a thank you message on his page. He ordered a bit more advanced version of the printer that he wanted, with better package, like better features and functions. He was extremely happy. Unfortunately, he had a surgery and they removed like a piece of bone from his jaw. And when people donated to this cause, I thought that he was awake, but he was sleeping because he only slept like 2 hours during that night, and like it was extremely painful, and he couldn't sleep properly. The painkillers didn't work. So he was happy, but at the same time he was in big pain. So I asked him to join my stream as soon as he can speak and look properly, because now he's he won't look good on camera. He will cause a lot of unsubs on this channel. But it's extremely cool. Friends, my bro is an engineer. He's software engineer, and he's also mechanical engineer. He creates all kinds of cool inventions and cool solutions for Ukrainian drones. Everything that flies, walks, drives, that kind of stuff. And together with his team, he communicates with different developers around the world, and they build those solutions for the drones. So he needed a printer, and the other day he told me that he was extremely sad and losing hope because he needs printer right now when he needs some kind of part, instead of ordering it and waiting several days or weeks until it arrives. He can literally print it and make his life much easier and his work much faster. So he made the fundraiser, and the fundraiser would end in several days, and he only collected half of the sum. It wasn't a big sum. It was something like $1,300 for a 3D printer. And people in a single day, the Shields family, they donated the rest of the sum and a bit more. So he said that he would buy something more advanced. He's like, can I buy something more? I'm like, of course you can, you should. So I'm expecting my bro on this channel as soon as he's in combat-worthy condition. Nancy, thank you very much. I will pass him. That is cool how technology has helped him to be more independent. That's what I'm saying. I thought about getting a 3D printer for myself once, but then I'm like, what will you do with it? Seriously, I don't build drones. What would I do with 3D printer? That is that's crazy. But it's a cool shit. You can build yourself shoes every single day. I saw you can download this program and print yourself if you're a woman, you can print yourself high heels, new ones every single day, which is extremely cool. RC William donated €50 and 35 Australian dollars for filaments. Thank you so much. That is extremely important. Guys, you don't understand how cool you are, seriously, because I didn't even expect that we would close that fundraiser so fast, and you guys did it. I will remember that. Thank you so much. You'd be surprised what you can do with 3D printers. I know someone close who has foreign interest in their designs for 3D. We can make 3D shoes. That's so cool to know. Yeah, 3D shoes, that's something that I saw myself. And it was like 5 years ago or something. Oh, well, for your brother, he can draw his own 3D print. Oh shit, it's like when you have a 3D printer that can build another 3D printer. How cool is that? That is, could you print a Glock every day too? Actually, you can. So there are specific like schemes, the files that you can download and print yourself. I know for sure that you can print yourself AR-15 if you have a printer that can utilize metal filaments. So you can print yourself AR-15. You can print, of course, all kinds of modifications and customizations for your AR-15. I know for sure you can print yourself Glock as well. How cool is that? Like literally, if you're a weapon freak, you can literally build yourself a new gun every single day. I would like that, seriously. That would be the reason I would buy myself a 3D printer sometime. Jesus says, orcs can print more T-34, be careful. Oh my god. Oh my god, T-34. I laughed my ass off, seriously. When I watched those news, that was the funniest thing I've heard since, I don't know, since Prigozhin became a toast. T-34, Is-3. Jesus, like they built Is-3 back in the days, like in 45. So this tank was adopted, I believe, after the war finished. So it didn't really participate in combat, that's as far as I remember. But I think they never utilized it at all. However, now they can. That is so cool. But at the same time, what kind of beer is that? Beth, there is Turmbrau. So this beer is made in Braunschweig, and it's not a local beer. That is why I hope my ass will not get kicked by my German viewers watching the stream right now, because generally when you drink somebody else's beer, even though we have like a brewery in my town, but if I'm drinking somebody else's beer, you know, like a beer from the other town, you can literally have your ass kicked. Like you see a guy walking and drinking like a beer from, I don't know, beer made in Braunschweig, but it's like Köln. You can literally, you know, start a fight. Brandon, hello, Brandon. And if you're here to troll us, so we decided together with Artur Rehi that nice hair. Thank you so much. It takes time to grow it. It takes time. I use Head and Shoulders. That's why my hair is always curly and soft. But we decided with Artur Ray that we will have another portion of surströmming. Maybe I will have it myself. I don't know. Artur Ray said that it was like a one-time experience, you know, once a lifetime. But we decided to try it the proper way and find a local person who knows how to consume it, like a local Swede. So next time we're there, we're gonna have it. Better get a wig. Erlan will see that shine from Kursk. That's the thing. That's the thing. I will use the shine from my head to destroy the Orlan's navigation. I think I can do that. I can reflect, the electronic warfare rays. Hello, my dear friend from Scotland. Wait. Hello, my dear friend from Scotland. And thank you so much for the like. Or if you're a lover, not a fighter, tickle it. I love it. His hair is silky smooth, don't mess with his... Yeah, my hair is like extremely smooth. Like literally, you see this? Like it's not a beard, it's like unshavedness. Like literally you can remove paint from metal using this stuff because it's like a sandpaper. My lady likes it though. Starsky scalp beacon. Oh my god. It's a it's a Ukrainian testosterone laser. Yeah, it is. Oh my god. American married to Ukrainian with apartments in Kyiv and in Syracuse, New York. Oh my god. That is so cool. I don't have none anymore. Generally, even though I quit the army, but I'm still like, I still have this curse following me, like no money, no home. Do you know what's happening in Georgia? So what's happening in Georgia? In Georgia, the pro-Russian political party that is called the Georgian Dream, they massively faked the votes, and the president of Georgia, that is like more or less sane person, said she will boycott the results of the elections. And what happens there now is basically a stalemate because it's their Georgian Dream, that political party that is completely pro-Russian, considers themselves like winners. At the same time, people protesting against it because the polls showed that majority of people support the European vector of development, European integration, just like Ukraine back in 2013, 2014. This may, in theory, lead to another revolution. The Georgian Nightmare, yes, that is how this party is called as well. So, couple words about the Georgian Dream. Back in 2010, I've been to Tbilisi, I talked to locals who explained me the things, okay? So they told me that, first of all, there is this dude, Ivanishvili, and Ivanishvili was a Georgian businessman in Russia. He had his business in Russia, he earned his money in Russia, he was a shareholder of Russian Gazprom, actually, which basically makes him Putin's puppet. Like, whatever you say, he's a Putin's puppet. He decided to become a president of Georgia or prime minister, I don't remember exactly, but he is and he was a Russian asset. So he created the party called Georgian Nightmare, and those guys, they kind of say proper things, but they don't do proper things. They do like the wrong things. Recently, they adopted the law regarding the recognizing independent media, people who receive grants from other countries, etc., like foreign agents, which is again a strike against democracy and against people's freedoms. So people were protesting against that, and generally they push Russian narratives. They like to compare Georgia to Ukraine. They say, look at Ukraine, look at that shit. We don't have it here. Georgian Dream saved Georgia and didn't allow it to turn it into Ukraine. Which, by the way, is kind of insulting to me as a Ukrainian. Okay. So that's the thing. How exactly did Ivanishvili manage to become a leader, right? And currently he's in shadow, but he's like a puppet master, he's controlling the Georgian nightmare. How did he do that? So he is extremely, extremely rich. Why did we never see you drinking or hear you speaking about Ukrainian alcohol-free beer? Because generally there's not much alcohol-free beer in Ukraine. Generally, as much as I remember myself, I was drinking alcoholic beer in Ukraine. And it's not that good. Like, it doesn't suck, okay? You may even probably like it. However, if you're German, you will not. But we drink it, it tastes like beer, like literally nothing special. But this one in Germany, it has this wow effect, you see. So Ivanishvili, he was extremely rich dude. And basically, this dude spent some of his money because Georgia is not that big, It's very easy to not to buy people's votes, but to invest in people's votes. So I've been told that, for example, in his own village, he built like the roads, he pays for all the weddings in his village, the just married couples receive all kinds of gifts from him, and people love him because he's generous, at least he was. He supports people and he doesn't care, he would just give them money or help them financially and stuff. And basically he managed to buy trust. And after buying people's trust, only, how much is that, 16? Only 16 years after disastrous Russian invasion of Georgia, we can see that the government is completely pro-Russian, their party is completely pro-Russian, they push pro-Russian narratives. What the hell? This country was invaded by Russian terrorists back then. So, why am I saying that be extremely, extremely cautious with those generous rich people? Because this may lead your country to what happened to Georgia. Same situation. Extremely rich dude, extremely kind, etc. But we see what happens in Georgia now. When there's majority of people supporting the European future of Georgia, and at the same time the ruling elites are completely pro-Russian, that is exactly the case for Ukraine, like 2013, 2014, exactly the case. So be cautious with, those extremely rich, extremely successful politicians who can literally, buy everything. Unless they are George Soros, he pays me salary, as you probably know. Oh my God! I'm getting married on Friday 16. I absolutely need proper fireworks to celebrate the occasion. Can you spread the word among the defenders? Okay, I will see what I can do. I'm not sure if I should congratulate you but anyways, wishing you all the best. Simon here. Kvass is UA alcohol-free soft drink. Yeah, kvass. What is kvass? Kvass is a alcohol-free beverage that basically tastes like liquid bread. And you definitely gotta try it. It's basically like kombucha, only it's like zero alcohol. Kvass is just so good. Oh my God. It's like the best thing in Ukraine in like hot summer when it's plus 35 Celsius outside and you need something to just, refresh yourself just a bit, and you take kvass, especially if it's like, a bit sour and sweet. It's just so good. Do you like German bread? And could you please tell us about Ukrainian bread in comparison? I'm curious. So, here I'm generally buying like toasts. And we don't, we have toasts in Ukraine. They're not really popular. Here they are, basically because you can make plenty of sandwiches. I make them every single day. In Ukraine, we have a bread that I will show you. I will just show you the most widespread stuff that we have in Ukraine, okay? Because it's worth seeing. All right. So we have a bread. And this one here, is the bread that we mainly consume in Ukraine. I personally, this one is my favorite one. This one is called Ukrainian bread, by the way. Okay. And this is something that we consume on a daily basis. You can store it for several days or a week if you store it in the fridge. It tastes so good. So you take a piece of garlic and you dip it in salt, and then you take that piece of bread, like this part of it, okay, not the soft one but the hard one, the skin. All right, and then you take that garlic with salt and you rub it all over until there's no more garlic. And then you eat it. It's just so freaking nice. So we have Ukrainian bread. We call it the black bread. And we have white bread, which is baton. Also, we call it baton. I have no idea why, or baton. But that's like two typical types of bread that we consume. Is the most popular in Ukraine. That is baton and ukrainsky хліб, or like also we say it's like black bread or white bread because it's either black or white. So that one, yeah, that's exactly how it is sold. That's a Russian one. Fuck it. Anyways, so that's the thing. I remember I was so ill, so sick, in 2015, in November, literally 9 years ago, like literally almost in November, yeah. In Krasnohorivka, I was sick, I had temperature, I was shaking, and we had to go on a patrol every single day. I would go out on a patrol. I would like woke up in the morning, drink coffee, and we also didn't have proper provision back then. 2015, hungry Ukraine, we didn't have proper provision before the reforms and everything. And I would eat something like tasteless from the kitchen, and then I would go on a patrol. It was so bad. I have I'm not sure how you call it, adenoids or something. This stuff is something I still have. When you're a kid, you can have them removed or something. I still have them. And when they get inflamed, and you cannot eat, you cannot swallow your food properly, it sucks. So I was sick for a couple of weeks and I could not recover. It was only worse. I would return back to our place, to our headquarters. I had a tiny room which had no heating whatsoever. It was tonsils, probably tonsils, yeah. We had no heating whatsoever. I only had a tiny heater, like this one here, okay. And also we had a generator, and basically we would heat ourselves like that. And I would just return from patrol, again, drink tasteless coffee without sugar. That was absolutely demoralizing. Nothing is more demoralizing than coffee without sugar. And I would go to bed and try to sleep. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So how I saved myself? Again, I don't think we had some meds against cold or flu or whatever I had. Generally speaking, I didn't have much money back then because the salary of a Ukrainian operator of the Special Force Police Battalion was something like $40, $70 a month. 40 or sorry, I don't really remember how much the dollar cost back then, but it was something like that. So it wasn't a lot. Why it was like that? Well, it's because Viktor Yanukovych, the pro-Russian dictator, fled from Ukraine with the annual budget of Ukraine in his fucking pocket. How did I save myself? So we had absolutely no provision. We had some shed. We also had something from time to time what the volunteers would deliver to us. But the local bakery would provide us with bread, and they would provide us with a lot of bread. Our small team would not consume all the bread, people don't eat that much bread, but they would still bring it to us and take it. We don't need that. And the bread would, of course, go spoiled and stuff. What I did, I found the sunflower oil. I took that bread and I made a fuckload of toasts. And I had this full plate of toasts. And then I would sit in the kitchen and rub them with garlic, because we also had garlic. Because normal people don't consume that much garlic on a daily basis. I would rub everything with garlic. The smell of garlic, basically, if you want to recognize if that's a Ukrainian or not, that is one of the tips. Smell of garlic was insane, but it was so cool because it's garlic with salt and fresh hot toasts, and I would have them with tea, and that shit helped me. That should help me to recover for real. So that is something that worked. Bread is cool. Bread is something that we respect and love in Ukraine because this is something in our blood, especially after the Russian committed Holodomor. Oh shit, yeah, that's what I'm saying, you see? Ladybird says, my adenoids were removed when I was a toddler. And Michael says, my tonsils and adenoids removed when I was very young. My brother also had them removed. I didn't. I hadn't. For some reason, I was tortured with having them until, like, all my life. My bro, so they bring him to this surgery when he was a kid. My parents bring him to the surgery, and he gets his, stuff removed and everything else. And they tell my parents to like pick him up like next day or something like that. So next day they arrive to hospital to collect my brother, and they find my brother sitting on an apricot tree and eating green apricots. My mother nearly had like a heart attack. She was like, dude, you just had your freaking adenoids or tonsils removed. What the hell are you doing? And the dude is like sitting there on the branch, like chewing those green apricots, like dirty ones. Like, holy shit. But generally, this is how kids become healthy, because when you keep your kids in a sterile environment, they will be always sick. The kids who live outside all their life, playing in dirt, fighting, eating shit from the ground and stuff, they are like the healthiest kids in the world. Melted cheese and bacon sandwich. I do it in a different way. I take a toast, I put melted cheese on it, and on top of it, I put like the proper cheese, the hard cheese. It also tastes really, really well with coffee. Show us your toddler photos, Operator Starsky, when you had full head of hair. Do you want me to cry? Because I can. I think I have them right here somewhere. Oh my god. I have like so many photos in different places of, my that is me as an adult. That is me in the, oh my god, in the Svetlodarsk, when Svetlodarsk was still under our control. Oh my god, so many memories. I will cry tonight. Where's my goddamn pictures? Because I gotta show it to you, 100%. Because I had hair. I really did. I have proofs. Come on. And that is why, my friends, you should always have a separate folder for your pictures. Otherwise, you will never find them, especially like, in this situation. They were here, I swear. Oh, that is another old picture that is like sexy me back in the days. That is like 20 something, 25, 26. I never changed. Holy dog. You know, It will take a lot of time to find them. Oh my god, this one is so cool. That is my company back in the days. I think we had like a vacation or something like that, and my guys went on a vacation, and then my commander calls me and says, bro, you gotta come here. Like, he was an officer and I'm there in the middle, like a non-commissioned officer, a sergeant. And he told me, you gotta come here and you gotta help us like move the vaults with the weapons. And it means going all the way across the Kiev to Hostomel, do shit and go back. And I called my guys, and the guys were like, why do you hate us so much? Because everybody else has a vacation. And I'm like, guys, that's not because I hate you. That's because you are the best. So they went to Hostomel. We moved everything. Our commander said, thank you so much. And I had to buy them beer, literally because I had to call them and make them go to the base on a vacation. So that's the story. And then we decided to make a picture all together because I'm like, guys, like, we gotta have at least one, you know. Good old days. It's not even Friday night, my friends. The other day we were talking about spiders, and I don't know how internet works, but I found this crazy video about like bigger spiders, you know. So when they crawl like somewhere on your hand, for example, sometimes they will bite you, not intentionally. I'm saying this because I'm like looking at the photos of spiders. They will bite you, but they will never release the venom because they use their, like, those claws to hold, you know, to the surface, to anchor themselves so they won't fall down. I sent that video to Ali. She will tell you in the chat everything she thinks about me. It was extremely cool. But you know, the problem is I cannot find my pictures from when I was a tiny kid, and I definitely remember I had them somewhere. Just give me some more time, please. I think they're here. Because this is something worse to see. Even though I changed dramatically. I had a curly hair. Just so you could understand, I had a curly hair. Ah, maybe it's here somewhere, because I remember that I had some really cool photos. But unfortunately, as you can see, I am not really prepared for this stuff. Oh, yeah, I found one. All right, Cheryl, prepare for this. So that is like two different versions of me. Here you can see like this in the corner here, you can see like this logo of Russian Odnoklasniki, network, because this picture comes from like 2008. But that is like two versions of me with a tiny difference of like 20 something years. Yeah, it was really cool. And by the way, there on the right photo, I'm holding a Soviet guitar that sucked. That's literally the worst thing you can imagine. Like Russian instruments. Oh my god. You know, the other day I was surfing through like Russian library of stolen VST effects and VST instruments, which they have, and like just out of curiosity. And there was this VST instruments is basically virtual instruments. You can install a like a digital workstation, digital recordings, whatever, you understand. Electric balalaika, yeah, that's exactly the case. And something Soviet and that sucks. I'm shocked. Totally. So you can have this software that you use as your music editor. You can also have this virtual instrument installed on your computer, and you can use them both, so you can write music. That's exactly my case, because I suck at playing, but sometimes I can hear music in my head, and I can translate it into sounds using that stuff. So I found like this virtual instrument that would imitate some old Russian synthesizer. And in the description, I remember clearly it was said, this virtual instrument simulates the sound of legendary Russian synthesizer. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Listen to the records made in like Soviet Union 1980, all right? And listen to fucking Beatles, okay? Like the difference is, of course, present. It's there. What legendary was made in the Soviet Union? I have no freaking idea. But that is insane. Legendary Russian Soviet synthesizer made out of, oh my god, like Hoovers and washing machines. That is insane. People, there was nothing good about Soviet Union. Nothing. People who have this nostalgia about Soviet Union, they only have nostalgia because they were younger and they had erection. That is the only reason. Like, seriously. Everybody else hated. Чи ти можеш грати бандуру? Ні. Я пробував, бандура – це дуже класний інструмент, але no, I can't. Balalaika Moog synth. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it sucked. Like, they make a synthesizer produce sounds using like micro schemes. Like, it's not micro schemes, it's fucking macro schemes. I don't know. Like, it beeps and it's cool. Holy duck. What does bandrug mean? I'm not sure about bandrug. If you are talking about bandura, that is an old Ukrainian music instrument. I will show you the bandura, my friends. So this one here is an old Ukrainian music instrument, traditional for Ukrainian culture, called bandura. And back in the days, we had people like this gentleman here. We would call them banduristi or kobzari, because generally this one also looks like kobza. I've literally no idea how are they different, but they knew how to play them. I remember back in my days in the university, because I studied in the Kyiv National University of Culture and Arts. On my level, on my floor, there was like faculty of public relations. Then there were different floors and different faculties. But the floor above us belonged to musicians, and they would learn how to play banduras and sing. And it's like you're sitting in the audience and you can hear somebody like singing, like Luciano Pavarotti, you know, or in a different audience you can hear somebody like above you, like playing bandura, like those old traditional Ukrainian songs. And then you go to the first floor. I liked visiting the first floor because there was a faculty of choreography, and I think like fashion model business. So you could see all kinds of cool ladies there, which was like, to me, a 16, 17-year-old student. It was so cool. I would also visit like those upper floors where people used to learn how to sing, how to play stuff. And the more I visited that place, the more I realized that it takes a load of your time to learn how to play properly. That is so freaking hard. If you want to do it right, you have to learn. I learned, but not that much actually. It's like I tried to explain my lady the other day how exactly people play like keyboard, like piano, and it's not like you just have to, press the proper key, in the proper time. No. If you want to learn to play keyboard properly, like technically, it's more than that, because your fingers belong to specific keys. You cannot press that key with a different finger, like generally, You cannot. You have only press it. So when you play gammas, you gotta play them in a proper way. And then you have like the notes, and then you have the bass key, which is absolutely different. And your mind explodes when you learn that. Like it takes hours and hours, but generally it takes years and years. So yeah, I play like an amateur. It seems like a smaller harp, something like that, I would say. And my friends, I think that in the future, I will make several playlists for you, my friends. I will make several playlists of the finest Ukrainian music you can find out there. And this idea was born yesterday because several days ago, one of my favorite bands, Zhenya and Katya, that's a duet of two extremely talented Ukrainian musicians. They made their new song, and it's something I enjoy listening in the car because it's just so good. So I will make several playlists for you guys. I will make a playlist for metalheads. I will make a playlist for people who like more EDM, electronic music. And I will make a playlist for people that are like me, into melancholy, people who like to cry in the car. So you will enjoy it as well. And also, I think it's probably a good idea to make like a review of those songs, because you gotta know what they're singing about, right? So I will do that for you guys. Because why not? Old school goth metal head trasher here. Hello, my friend. By the way, back in the days, we had this. It was like 2004. I think. We had a Gothic portal in Ukraine, like a Gothic web portal called the Black Hole. Like, of course, like it cannot be like Green Hole, because it's a metal portal, a Gothic portal. But we had like a really, really strong Gothic movement back there. I remember I had a friend, a goth friend. We would visit all kinds of sketchy events, including those organized by that portal. It was so funny. We met two girls, okay, and we went somewhere like remember that hill in Kiev, Shekovitsa? It's where we wanted to organize like orgy when there's like nuclear apocalypse. We will have the orgy on that hill in Kiev. That was exactly the hill. Before it became known for like being a place for orgy. So we went there with those ladies. We had a beer and we were just sitting there and talking. And then my friend goes like, pointing at me, like, my friend makes metal. They're like, no shit. I'm like, yeah. So I played several of my songs and they were like, we don't really like your music. I'm like, come on, it's metal. They're like, yeah, but the problem is you're using electronic instruments. And using like electronic instruments in a metal music is not canonical. It's not true. I was ready to kill them back there. Like, seriously, like, what do you mean it's not true? Like, are you serious? Like, Marilyn Manson, come on. He's a freaking genius. And I was so frustrated. Like, dude, don't get stuck in like this, narrow corridor where you can just go forward and not make a step left or right. You gotta get wider perception. Nightwish is Dutch. Really? Wait, I thought Nightwish was from like, seriously? Wait, Nightwish. Oh my god, Nightwish. Nightwish is Finnish, according to the official website of Nightwish. Yeah, but without Tarja, it's not Nightwish, generally speaking. I don't know. Meshuggah. Oh my god, they're so good. Tarja is Finnish. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Exactly. Greetings from Greece. Oh my god. Hello, Greece. I like Drud from Ukrainian bands. I will prepare that playlist for you, okay? Because we have a lot of them. I had good friends from like stoner metal band. They were so great. Oh my god, we went to this concert. There were not many people actually because stoner wasn't really popular in Ukraine. And those guys were just so cool. I remember, I was literally standing there, like, drinking beer for 10 minutes straight because, like, all their tracks were, like, long, but it's made on purpose. And I realized that I listened them on their website. They don't sound cool when it's on a record, but when it's live, that's the case. Generally, it's like that. Generally, like, when you listen to a live music, it's It's good because you can go to like, mosh pit and die there, which I usually do. But generally, like, you cannot hear the music properly, right? You can just hear the bass that literally makes you like shit your pants like instantly. But it's not the quality, it's the drive. If you want the quality, you're listening the proper record of your favorite metal song or whatever song, and you enjoy. But with the stoner metal, it's a different thing. It sounds meh on a record. At the same time, when you listen to it like live, it's just so good. It's just amazing. I don't know how it works. You like independent music? Check my friend's Media Slope. Okay, I will remember that. Media Slope. Yeah, I was subscribed to this Hardcore United, I believe. Hardcore United. There are some pretty cool tracks, some kick-ass tracks you can find there. Check out Hardcore United on Ginger from you. Like, come on, everybody knows Ginger. I've been to her concert back in the day. She's so tiny, actually. She's like, I don't know, she's tiny. But her voice is genius. Ukrainian stoner metal, give us some names, please. I will do it with the playlist, okay? Because literally, I don't even remember the name of the band of my friends. It was so long ago. But I will make a playlist. I will find them. You gotta love them, seriously. They're just so nice. I've never seen a bad live show in any discipline. Puddle of Mud. Yeah. The guy sounds extremely cool on a record, but as far as I remember, not really good live. Did she do it with Daria? I don't remember. Check Goates. Goates. Ukrainian doom metal to the list. Yeah, definitely. The other day, my friend, like back then, before the Russian invasion, my friend took me to the black metal concert in Kiev, and I was not a big fan of black metal. But then I learned that we have some kick-ass bands like White Ward, WARD. We have Hell On. We have, I believe, Velihan. They're crazy. Oh my god. And then, of course, Space of Variations. I will love Space of Variations forever. That's where I broke my rib for the first time. In Flames, of course. In Flames was my evolution, like, deeper into the hardest, like, harder music. Everybody can be genius except an orc. That is not really true, my friend. Orcs can be genius at being stupid. That is confirmed. Rick the Ukrainian has been to White Ward's shows several times. Yeah, I so much envy. Did you watch the Who video I sent you last week, Wolf Totem? I haven't, Ellie. I will check it out. I promise. Today. I will do it before going to bed. Who? The other day I was watching like old videos of guano apes, of course. Don't Speak, that is the best song of guano apes, as far as I can remember. Fear Factory with new vocalist. Oh, I didn't know they have new vocalist. I gotta check it out. Oh my god, I will check out so many bands. I remember the other day I was literally, lying down watching like old videos of Marilyn Manson because he returned to the stage in like 2024, and people say that he looks and sounds not bad, okay? And I'm like, let me check out, older videos, because generally I secretly want to make my lady more acquainted, with like metal music. And she already loves Nightwish, she loves Rammstein, and with Marilyn Manson, it will be hard because you have to teach people how to like him. So Seven Dust, oh shit, yeah, Seven Dust, that was one of the bands that I would always listen to while training, like on, during my boxing classes, for example. Seven Dust is extremely cool. They have this music video that always inspired me about a fighter without arms. That is crazy. Yeah, and I realized that it literally takes time to teach somebody how to listen to that music, because it's like with Hard Kiss, that in the beginning I didn't really percept much, but then after listening them several times, I realized that I keep hearing them. So that is how the proper music works, if it's genius. And same stuff with the Brian Warner, also known as the dude wearing stockings. That is so crazy. I mean, like he has this image of this like dark alien, whatever. Like it's insane. But Coma White and the music video for Coma White, that is just the best. There is a YouTuber who goes by Little V. He does, I think I saw him. Metal covers of songs. Yeah, I think I saw him. Where is my... it's right here, my friend. I will drink it for you. It's so nice. Do you like Motorhead? I do, and my former guitarist loved them. He was crazy about Motorhead. Now we have to fight. Oh, I remember our mosh pit. Wall against the wall. Which concert was that? Space of Variations, I think. Maybe somebody else. Like, we were moshing a lot. And so there's this mosh pit, and then we notice like the dude wearing, he's like topless and he is ripped, like he's a big dude, and he was wearing Mask of Seventh from the Slipknot, their guitarist, and he's big, and we're standing like, you know, against each other, and there's some dudes like with us, and we talked with the guys, and they're like, we just arrived from a village, you know, to the big city, you know, to see what happens here, and we got to this concert, we don't know how. I'm like, guys, you gotta love it. They're like, will we die? I'm like, well, there's a chance. And then the breakdown like is about to begin, and I'm looking at that dude. He is big and he's like ripped and like he looks menacing. He's wearing that, you know, that mask. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to break my rib for the third time, but I'm ready to. And then that, you know, the breakdown starts and two walls collide. Holy, I see like, you know, people flying. I see like the dude literally getting knocked down and he falls on the ground and someone helps him to get up. That was so crazy. Oh, I miss metal concerts. My friends, that is just so cool. That is something, if you're a like a military or a veteran, you gotta go there. Definitely. Can you please send a large thank you for your moderator? My dear moderators, you know, you are amazing. And by the way, I think, my dear friends, tell me what you think about it. What if we have a stream with our legendary moderators? I think it will be extremely, extremely cool. Please let me know. My son suggests DA games. Oh. On YouTube, he does metal and other songs centered on video games. Build Our Machine and Heart of an Artist. Let me even make a screenshot of that. Yeah, so I won't forget. Yeah, that is super cool. Not only military, my 10-year-old daughter crowd surfed on Lamb of God. Oh my god, that is kick-ass. That is so amazing. Stream with moderators will be awesome. I agree. I agree, my friends. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. Because, come on, we are family. Plus, moderators are unrecognized celebrities. They must be here. Like, they must be on the stream. That is 100%. Mosh pits and eating dirt. Yeah, that's how we have fun. I mean, what else? Who will moderate when moderators will be in your stream? I think I will have to do that myself. Like, I asked myself this question, actually. I don't know, maybe we'll have to hire somebody. No idea. Gojira, yeah. I can how to say, oh my god, I'm forgetting words. Beer, help me. Soulfly was the best live until Max Cavalera said that Crimea belongs to Russia. That's when I stopped listening Soulfly forever. Besides Soulfly, there's another asshole, also known as Fred Durst. And the reason Max Cavaliero says bullshit about Ukraine is because his wife is either Russian or she attends Russian Orthodox Church, which is not surprising at all. I want Poland to enter Ukraine right now. So Russians the other day said in their media that, like another bullshit from Russian propagandists, they said that Polish mercenaries already like catch Ukrainian people. They basically help mobilize Ukrainian people. That is so funny. Państwo, jeżeli idziecie do Ukrainy, potrzebno wziąć pierogi, okej. Pierogi to musi być zawsze. Oraz dobrze piwo. Albo wódkę. Behemoth. That is very, very good. Yeah, that is very funny. Like Putin already bragging about fighting NATO and winning. So the craziest thing about it is like NATO is not even aware that it's like fighting already for 10 years and like, you know, losing 50 NATO generals and stuff. Polish language is so cool. Oh my god. I remember it was kind of hard to learn, even though it's a Slavic language, but it was kind of hard to learn. But it's extremely fun to learn. However, if you never spoke or never learned any Slavic language, it will be insanely, insanely hard. Maybe as hard as learning Ukrainian. NATO generals don't even operate on the front like Russian generals. They usually sit in the basement of like Azovstal or like in the Kramatorsk pizzeria. That's what we can say based on the Russian propaganda. Like, come on, where else can you find a NATO general in Ukraine? Of course, he's like in the pizzeria. Where else? But at the same time, friends, I think it's absolutely crazy that, you know, NATO draws like red lines for themselves. Because Russia invites whoever they want. They even invite like DPRK troops. Maybe in the future we will see somebody from like Iran, who knows, or like China. It's possible. At the same time, NATO draws like red lines for themselves. They still don't want to escalate, even though terrorists don't give a damn about escalation. They just do. Because escalation is something they want. Czyli brać pierogi, drzewo do lasu? Tak, myślę, że tak. Kocham pierogi. Bardzo kocham. Z wiśniami. oraz ziemniaki. All the Baltics want to join, but NATO won't let them. Yeah, that's the thing, because all the NATO will have to join. It's the fastest way to end the war. Can you do all the stream with all the gigolos? Oh, that is so cool. That is a really cool idea. Gigolo stream. I definitely will. I mean, come on, like Brandon visits chat sometimes, when he has free time. Who else do we have? Max, Pasha, we have Arthur Ray, Jake Bro, Lindy Page. We gotta contact Lindy Page. And basically that's it. We can make a Gigolo stream. That will be really, really cool. What's different between Ukrainian and Russian, like Swedish and Danish? It's like this. It's like Spanish and Italian, or like Spanish and Portuguese. Like they're different. They have similar rules. Some words are similar, some words are the same, but generally they're different. And Anna from Ukraine for Gigolo stream, I gotta ask her. Definitely not for Gigolo calendar, because in Gigolo calendar you gotta be topless. But I will ask her. We were talking about. Damn it, I forgot. Anyway, yeah, Spanish and Portuguese. So they are different in pronouncing words. Russians cannot pronounce a lot of Ukrainian words because in Russian language, a lot of, how to say it, they have a lot of soft syllables, right? Easy example. In Russian language, hello will be привет, which sounds like, very soft. Soft like Putin's cock. In Ukrainian language, it's привіт. And in Ukrainian language, we have the change of like softer syllables and harder syllables and vowels as well. That is why Russians who only got used to the soft language, soft pronunciation, they cannot pronounce a lot of Ukrainian words. They cannot say привіт because it makes their jaws break, it's really bad for Russian house to speak Ukrainian. So that is one of the differences. Привет, I remember saying that in Ukraine, and Добрий день. Добрий день is a Ukrainian hello. It's like good day. And привет is Russian hello. But again, in Ukraine, a lot of people understand Russian because Ukraine was occupied by Russia for 70 years, and generally you were requested, you were obliged to speak Russian. If you wanted to become a successful citizen of Soviet Empire, you had to speak Russian and pretend that you are Russian, generally. Otherwise, people would look at you as if you were a Jewish in Nazi Germany, literally. They would look at you as if you're like a piece of shit, an Untermenschen. If you speak Ukrainian in like 1985, they would look at you as if you are a piece of shit. That is the way they assimilated a lot of their national minorities, exactly that way. Доброго ранку, I like that one. Always good to hear that from family in Ukraine. Yeah, доброго ранку, this is how we say good morning. And even though not every morning is good, but it's always good to hear that. From the USSR times, right, I'm glad people recognize Ukrainian heritage now. Your civilization goes way back before 1991. Look at the Kiev Rus. Yeah, that's exactly the case. Because Kiev was built, and it's Kiev, was built approximately 600 years before Moscow. I said привет, so Yukis would not like me. Yeah, you gotta say привіт. You can say вітаю, you know? Вітаю is, again, Ukrainian way to say hello, you know? And it's just Ukrainian way. Like in Poland, you say witam. Ukrainians speak English like it's a song, especially Ukrainians who used to sing in English. What is that Brandon says? Dobro bachnia. Maybe he says do pobachenia, that is see you. And how zdorova? Oh. Wait. That's interesting. Generally, it's really, really cool to, in Germany, we don't say, I'm subscribed to him. I'm subscribed to him on YouTube. Generally, it's really, really cool to learn other like phrases in other languages for a very simple reason. People like when you try to speak their language, whatever you say, you know, but you gotta make sure that it's their language, because if you go, oh, I know how to say hello in Ukrainian, it's здравствуйте, they will kill you, unfortunately. So that is something really, really cool. That is something that makes people like you, like instantly. When I was in Soviets in 1987, their eyes transformed to happy dollar signs. I can tell, all very friendly, only for one reason, of course. One pair of nylon socks could get me everywhere. Yeah. The other day I read that very funny post from a person who came from Russia to the US. And she said, At first, when I moved to the US, everybody in Russia, in Soviet Russia, hated me. To them, I became a traitor. Then they started calling me, asking how's things there, and can I send them like jeans. Then, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, they started asking me whether I can help them to move to the US. Then I had a lot of meetings. A lot of them became extremely rich. They were going to Dubai and stuff. And then the Russian invasion of Ukraine began. And after I said that I don't support it, they told me that I was a Ukrainian Jewish banderite, and they hate me. Now I'm sitting and waiting when they will call me and ask me to send them jeans. That is so good. That was just so cool. Which will exactly happen. Which is something that will happen. I used Budmo for when saying cheers, for example. That's the case. When you drink with Ukrainians and you want Ukrainians to like you instantly, you go cheers, and in Ukrainian cheers will be Budmo. So Budmo. And it's a non-alcoholic beer. I don't care. Yeah, that what Ellie is saying, that is true. When in Soviet Union you can see somebody wearing jeans, it means two things. One, it means that they used their connections with smugglers to deliver them a pair of jeans, which would cost enormous money in Soviet Union. You can buy either a motorbike or you can buy jeans, because Soviet Union was so rich, so extremely powerful, everything for the people. Communism, my friends. Or it means that this person was either related to Communist Party or had relatives, or served in I don't know, KGB maybe, or somehow related to the ruling regime. Otherwise, you cannot have them. You go to the store, and in the store you can see fucking nothing, except for I don't know, a bunch of tea kettles, all the same shape and size and color. It was crazy. What does Budmo mean? That is literally, Budmo is translated as let's be. Communism doesn't work, it leads to dictators and war. Exactly. I only recognize democracy with all its flaws, but it's the best thing we have. I should have saved the jeans I wrecked while working on the farm. They would worth more than you. Yeah. Also, I remember that back in the days, I think it was even before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, they were sanctioned. God. You probably remember that since 2014, after Russian annexation of Crimea, there were some minor sanctions against Russia. So I think something like their laced underwear was either sanctioned either by Russians themselves, because I remember they were collecting Ukrainian candies and destroying them with tractors. or like collecting DVDs with American movies and destroying them or like burning them. Then they would get a lot of birds like geese, ducks, and like eliminate, like bury them. And they did the same with laced underwear. I don't remember why exactly it happened, but it was crazy to watch. Like back in those days, before the full-scale invasion, we already saw, like, you know, that seed of insanity in those people. It was crazy to watch, seriously. Are there many underground rave parties in Ukraine? I'm not sure if there's like underground parties. Generally, you can have a rave party and do all kinds of crazy shit you like to do on a regular rave party. So it doesn't really matter if it's like underground or official rave party. It's all the same. Talking Ukrainian candy, got those milk toffees from Roshan, and oh, milk toffees are so good. Oh my god. We have candies that are called like iris. Um, so iris is made, I think, out of milk, but I cannot say for sure. They're just so nice. You can chew them for like half an hour. And so, my dear friends, we crossed the mark of 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think it's a good opportunity to finish this stream. Plus, it's freaking late here already. Oh my god. But thank you so much for watching and for keeping me company. Guys, we'll see you next time. Tomorrow, as usual, expect a daily update from the Only Facts. I hope you like the intro. I freaking love it myself. And I will plan a stream with our moderators. If you guys approve, we should definitely do that. So, thank you so much for supporting Ukraine. Thank you for standing for our people. You guys are absolutely amazing. And we will see you next time. Be safe. Bye-bye.